this government and this EC have created so much confusion. This is the first time in the 1992 constitution that we started, as far as I'm aware, that people have not been allowed to vote in parliamentary elections. First time in history. We've had late elections. You remember when we did biometric in 2012? Yeah. Because of the new biometric machines, some places couldn't vote. We held on for 24 hours for them to reboot the BVD machines, and the people voted and became part of it for the first time. And people are playing court matters with people's right to vote. So technically, SALL does not have a representation in the Parliament of Ghana. This is the legacy of Nana Addo and G. Mensah. For the first time, 8 months into a year, there are people in Ghana who are not represented in Parliament. Whether you go into the legal aspects of it, this is where we are. And the question is, how did we get here? The EC, the day before the election, makes a ruling. Why didn't you just make a ruling that they will vote and their votes are going to be counted for A or for B? Even if it's not legal, which we would have fought on, at least they will have representation in Parliament for the period when it then goes back to the others. The figures will be there to add to whoever you want or not. Okay. But you said they shouldn't vote at all. And it smacks of trying to ensure that Peter Amewu won the Hohoi seats. Because everybody knows that if SALL had voted, that community's votes had gone towards in the election of Hohoi, Peter Amewu would have lost. That is the prediction. That is the forecast. So by not allowing them to be part of Hohoi and not allowing them to even vote, so that the argument will not even arise, how many votes got for this person, so that we won't have this argument, the day before, after all the assurances that had been given prior, the EC says no vote for SALL. Vote in presidential, but not in parliamentary. Unheard of. And yes, we'll go through all the legal ramifications to be talked about, but we have seen in this country MPs who have won their case in court that they were the rightful MPs, and the decision was done 4 years after that particular parliament has closed, or 1 month to the closure of that parliament. It has happened, I think, twice in this country. So dragging cases of this nature is an issue, but the SALL issue is so sad. It is almost unforgivable. Almost, because it just does not. I mean, why did the EC do this? And people want to, but in law, the people have a right to vote. It's a complete breach of their human rights. Why can they not vote for a parliamentarian to stand for them? At the time they were voting, what was the Hohoi constituency? What was it? At that time when they were voting, what was it? What constituted the Hohoi constituency? Was SALL part of it or not? Whatever you talk about in the future or the past, at the time, whether they were in one region or not, what constituency were they? What were they? What was the constituency of Hohoi? At the time when we were going to the poll, they had an MP on the 7th of December who was representing Hohoi. Was that MP who was representing Hohoi at the time we were going to vote representing SALL people? And if so, on what basis have they been taken? Because you have put them in another region. That MP was still representing them. So yes, I know about the legal machinations and what, but it should not. The legal fight that should be going on now is, oh, their vote should not have counted to Hohoi. We are going to court to see whether they should have created a new constituency or not. But the voting, they should have been allowed to vote. Not to allow them to vote is the worst solution to a difficult problem. And I accept there's a problem, but it was the worst decision that was ever made. And that is why people believe that it was done with a view to ensuring that Honorable Amewu got the Hohoi seats.